Yo ho ho, it's almost Christmas time, and we're here playing something of the snowy white persuasion, but it's very poisonous indeed because of Recommission. Thanks for joining me nice and early, Sharazamon Cardbreaker and Chimpskey. Alright, this is an old fan favorite, and hit or miss. I just love playing this list. It takes down a lot of metagame lists and then loses to a lot of rogue. More on that in a bit. I've got 21 lands, 4 steps. This is kind of our only draw engine of the list, and we don't want to really miss lands, so that's the logic being there. My mana curve's all over the place because I wanted everything to fit in here. The rest are basics and then 2 Fengrafs to help out with the recommission logic. So when this card was printed, I'm not going to lie, I thought immediately of this list, and I made a promise, I think a week or two ago, we would be playing this before the end of the year, and here we are. So anyway, all right, I see what's going on in the chat. Anyway, we're playing white infect, and I love this list because we can protect it. It doesn't hit the home runs that a normal infect list does, but sometimes it can because of solid footing, which actually moved to a 3 spot instead of 4 of, because it's only good when this dude's out. It can save stuff, like if you got an Ethereal Armor on something and the Galvanic Blast it, remember this has flash, and so does this, and so you can get around a lot of things. Because of the Benevolent package, we're able to usually protect our creature from our opponent's main removal color and then just go for the win. As clunky and weird as it looks, this is one of the MVPs of the list. Giving a creature with infect flying is pretty nasty, and obviously it helps promote this too. As far as the infect creatures go, we have 2 Myr, 4 Priests, and 4 Leonins, and then Recommission is acting like the 4 infect cards that we've always wanted, right? What this is neat is because it allows you and we played Angelic Blessing in the past, and that's got its merits too. This has that nice little bump up of giving it a +1/1 when it comes back. And against Kuldotha Burn, you'll notice my sideboard. I've got 4 Light of Hope, 4 Lone Missionaries. These are obviously, the recommissioning this is pretty nasty against that kind of a deck too. So, and then a card not many people are familiar with, Orim's Cure, with all the red in the format. This with the Bodyguard, with the Blessing, and such. Usually we can keep our stuff alive and kill. It's a lot of fun. I just go all in with the life package against Kuldotha Burn, bring in all 8 of these. We got 4 Dust to Dust, 2 Holy Lights. You can easily switch this out for Revoke Existence. It's not that paramount to, and actually I've been having Affinity as a pretty favorable matchup with this list. I'm not going to lie. It's doesn't seem it. I mean, obviously if they get to the late game and munitions show up and you don't have one of these, then you're out of luck unless you've got this big heavy hitter coming out, which can get very nasty. And I needed that 4th spot I really wanted to play that 4th Orim's Cure, and so at the last minute I kind of made this switch to a 3 here. The first strike damage is pretty awesome with Infect, but more on that in a bit, as we will just jump on over here and see we got the right thing loaded up. We do. So we're just going to have some fun here, guys. We got that new trailer at the top of the show is pretty sweet. I was pretty stoked to see that. Courtesy of Wizards of the Coast. I think that's one of their strongest ones yet. I really like how subtle that was, and just kind of a, the pulse of hey Karune, good to see you. I just really like how they spoiled that new set coming out. I thought that was very elegant. All right, yes, we want to play first. We ain't playing no 0 today. 1 land hand, 21. We don't like that. We'll mulligan this. Nice creature count though. We'll keep. Sometimes when I get a creature heavy draw, it's rather fun to just sit back and, boy, this is a rough one. All right, I'm going to get rid of a land here. If we get stuck on 2, I'm going to be really upset, but I like that Benevolent Blessing. So many decks, as I've said many times in the past, are stuck with, 1 color of removal, whether it's a monocolored deck or they're, splashing something for black or for red, and that's usually when you can have a good time. Get around stuff, watch it ends up being infect. This is a creature that we don't like to see, though, Young Wolf, because we give negative counters and then it just stays around forever. So African Haggis joining us. Good to see you again, my friend. All right, we've hit our requirements. We shall bring out the beast. Woo! I think I want to save that Benevolent Blessing for our priest, see if they have another color. I'm expecting it's going to be black. Usually you see these Undying mechanics and it's some sort of a sack package there. So yeah, this is a deck I crash and burn with a lot at Pauper Classic Tuesdays. I've had a few wins with it, but I usually have a lot of 1-2 losses. But sometimes it gets there. Still, I went the artifact route, and if you can bring up Cloak of the Bat, I was trying that out. I went as high as 4, and then what I was finding out though was that obviously it fights against the ethereal mechanic, and so I went with Bone Splitters in a separate build and didn't lean on enchantments. But the best evasion is color, and calling a color and slipping through. So, but I really like the haste, but it just never came up. Another priest. I don't get the reference, Mtmentat, but I know that's probably on me. All right, let's see here. Do that, we're kind of screwed. I've got to wait a turn. We're just going to bring out our priest. I think I should attack here. So if I attack and he blocks, it just becomes a 1/1 again. And if he blocks with that, that's just going to be a permanent little creature. So I think this is just big green, huh? I really want to draw another land here. Then we can Nimbus and Benevolent Blessing, and then that priest is just going to be having a good old time. Well, this is great. A lot of people don't realize this is wither damage, so that's really going to neuter his creature for the rest of the game. We don't mind losing it, all these ground critters. Bayou Groff is off. Sweeney Todd, okay. I was really wrong about this card. I think a lot of people were. I thought it was just going to be as prominent as like Gurmag Angler is, and shows Wizards knows what they're doing sometimes, a lot of times. Oh, and thanks to the audience, YouTube and such. If you can remember to like, subscribe, and all that stuff. We've been having a lot of subscriptions coming in, and boy, our Zero video, my God, I think it's at 18,000 views right now. It's like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, I guess you guys like me playing stuff for free. Can't quite figure it out. My buddy who helped make the Bone Splitter axe, Odin from Odin Makes, we have that commercial coming up at one of the bathroom breaks. I asked him, I was like, because, he's got like almost 1 million subs or something. And I was like, is there any rhyme or reason in any of this stuff? He goes, I have no idea, dude. All right, let's just get over the hill here. I don't know. Maybe I should just let's call green. I was going to play it safe. Do this at sorcery speed like a noob. Odin Makes, like he makes props. He makes all kinds of stuff. Awesome channel if you like cosplay and things like that. But he made the Bone Splitter axe for us. I got to ask him if I can buy that from him and just put it behind me on the show here. That would be pretty sweet. So we're not doing too much right now, but if we draw our enchantment, he'd be half dead. The solid footing. It's pretty nice right now. These priests, you look at them and you have that infect mindset of like, attack, attack, attack. And we want all kinds of pump damage. And this is not how this works. This is about keeping your critter, winning the combat game, and then being able to just get in and kind of indefinitely for 3 to 4 infect, which nothing to sneeze at. Okay. Our guy wants to be so aggro and they can't really afford to. Thank you for that name, Chimpskey. I'm sure he's broken many things. Holidays are coming up. Let's see what we have here. All right. It's such a beast. That it has vigilance is just so mean. Okay. I'm just going to start getting in here. I'll probably drop the next priest there. I'll get this guy up to respectable. Now we would hit for 7 if we had the solid footing. Good news is I haven't seen the card that I took out for it, my little tracer logic. I haven't seen that either, so I doubt we would have drawn it had the rolls been reversed. Alrighty, got him at 3. Not too much, but we've got a nice little, what do you call? They got to kill something to get in, right? And then it's permanently like weakened, as we see. It's not just, I'm going to keep swinging. It's like, well, every time you're going to really be reducing your crew. So whatever he puts that Bone Splitter on, I'll block because we're protected from his stuff. Oh, whenever you cast a spell that targets Scarlet Gnarlback Rhino, draw a card. It's pretty damn good for a 4/4. And hello to Alaska. I've gotten 2 emails this month from friends and viewers in Alaska. I'm like, okay. That blows my mind. I guess maybe given all the snow and you're stuck inside, you got to have something to watch, right? Why not turn on this bald guy? Alrighty, what do we want to take down? That one hits the hardest. That would make the most sense to get rid of, and then you would have to use the mana again. So I guess we'll take this down. Oh. Wonder what that was about, Shiraz. You want to send me an email, I'd appreciate it. Hopefully it wasn't anything too serious. Don't see that all that often. Play in here. I think you can just ban them, right? All right, we'll get our defenses up a little bit more. Attack for 2. I wish we draw a little bit more firepower, but we should have them dead next turn. Oh, thank you, Shiraz. I'm glad it wasn't a person being nefarious. Look at you, man. You're like the guy in the Tron movie. Was it Q? All right. Well, no, I did my math wrong. We don't have them dead next turn. We've got a lot of blockers, though. Gotta be careful with that other priest, though. Seven-year learning curve. Hey, at least you got there. I like this big green mentality from our opponent. Once you draw too many lands, that Fengraf can bring some nice goods back. And many times you want it to be the Benevolent Bodyguard, believe it or not, so you can get in. Yeah, it's starting to feel that way, Chimpskey, especially on YouTube. Like I said, I've been pretty pleased with a lot of the... I kind of do little double takes every once in a while. I'm like, wait, I uploaded that last week. What's going on? Blows my mind. Okay, let's kill this, and I guess we'll minimize this, just in case he has some combat trick that can still get over and kill us. That young wolf will not die, though. Oh yeah, it will. I thought the negative counters, that happens the first time, not the second. That's right. Yeah, viewership, video counts, that sort of thing. So thank you, everybody. Took you long enough. Man, we're at 5. I better be careful here. I have to set out another blocker. Yeah, you're probably right about that threshold. That's probably a thing, right? This is getting... I'm going to probably have to play that Leonin out, obviously with the Nimbus Wings. Keep things moving here. It's going to equip. There we go. Good call on that. All right. We'll do critter. I guess we might as well put the effect on the other one too, so it can withstand even more. I don't think we can survive next turn, can we? Yeah, we can, depending on how things go. And because we have vigilance, we can keep doing this. Turned into a pretty darn close game. They might still have it if that Jewel Thief has any sort of tricks. They do have 2 cards, and we are hellbent. 7 cards in the yard. Trample, trample, trample. Scary, scary, scary. Okay. Man, 3 out of 4 cards have trample. There's your evasion built right in. Jewel Thief sure came and went. I don't see that all that often anymore. It's kind of a good starting place for a brew, right? You can see how they serve a lot of double duty. I used to run the Prismatic Strands package in this, especially because of the priests being able to tap and just really nasty combat checks. Oh, we're going to lose. We are going to lose. Crunch. Very cool being able to play Ram through main like that. That's pretty sweet. Oh, man. If we drew any fat, we drew plenty of creatures. But I think we're taking a loss here. Let's see, big. They got us. Come on over. Yep. I'll just do this for the sake of doing it. Blonk, blonk, blonk. And we take 6. Boy, what a timely ram through. That's pretty neat to just build in your evasion into the creatures and then find cards that are usually for the sideboard and play them main. I like that a lot. That was pretty sweet. Okay. Well, we're going to want some, maybe some life gain? I'm not too sure. I think we just run it back. I mean, we do have Orim's Cure. This is a really nice combat trick, and it's going to stop one of those damages from getting through. And I'd rather have that than life gain against a list like this. So I'm just going to run this back. I just drew a little clunky, which happens. It's White Infect after all, right? This deck was made about 7 years ago on a dare. Somebody was being very nice and saying nice things about my deck brewing, and then they made a comment like, you know, what are you going to make next? White Infect? And I was like, that's a pretty good idea. So the next week, I did it. A whole lot different then. You can see quite the evolution. I think probably, gosh, over all the years we've been streaming, we've probably played this list maybe 8 or 9 times. Average about 1.5 a year, I think, sometimes 2. I just love coming back to it. We had them at 9. We've got 2 lands, we've got a creature, we've got all kinds of good stuff. Woohoo! We'll keep. Sometimes Ichorclaw Myr is the weakest card in the list. Other times I love it, depending on if there's a lot of carnage going on. Not going to be too great at this point. Recommission update. All right, let's do this. Wish we had a bodyguard first turn play. Is always so epic, but it is not in the cards, literally. Oh, I'm sorry, Karuni up top. I'm reading all backwards from the chat. I haven't tried the Gates list yet. I've got just enough toys. You know, I've been really tempted to go Orzhov sometimes, and my logic is always like Unearth, and I'm like, well, I've got it in Recommission. But yeah, the Gates would be a nice little plan B, that's for sure. Alrighty. So this is kind of like, what would it be? Like white's mutagenic, or, I mean, every color can have mutagenic, right? Which is another inclusion. If you don't want to go enchantment based on this, you can run with that. But Orim's Cure is kind of like, you know, foil or gush, or, you know, but for white. Arcadian Masks had a lot of little surprises like that. But as long as you have a plane, you got to click very carefully with this card. You can really screw things up. Pauper Tim! All right. Everybody's here. Good times. I'll save that Orim's Cure for one of the main 4/4s that killed us last game. Really like a land here. Or another creature. Yeah, I really like that trailer they came out with for the Phyrexia stuff coming up. That's pretty cool. Like I said, just very elegant. Very nice. Ask and you shall receive. Very cool. Let's do this here. And do I do the blessing now or wait for... Oh, wait, maybe they've got some trick. Come on over. Hopefully they don't have any artifacts. I can just make this a pure hate list, huh? Get on in for green. And even more damage. Boop, boop. Now our Orim's Cure is unavailable because our creature has to be able to be tapped. So you can get into trouble with that. Something I really like about the artwork in this, I think it's the scale of it. Very cool. The Phalaji. Color tone. Oh my gosh, if you know, both my sons and I love Seb McKinnon, the MTG artist, and he did a new cover for DC Comics Batman. I've never been a big fan of Batman, but oh my goodness, it is so cool. He's the Dark Knight or whatever you call him. He's you know, going like this, and the top of his horns make the bottom teeth of the bat that is in the background that's just overtaking the city. Gives you the chills just remembering the art. It's so good. Very impressed. We might be running into like a fog sort of thing here, so even though it feels like we've got this one in hand, I could see, okay, we're trying a little heavy-handed on these now, but we'll just sit back on the ability to hard cast the Orim's Cure. See if this gets through. And that should be game unless he's got fog. We already got him at 3 counters. There we go. All right, going to game 3. Just double checking everything. I don't think we need to do anything. Run it back. Let's do a superstitious shuffle. Put the priest between the Fengrafs and a bodyguard in the middle of flying enchantments. That's always the way it works. Yo. Hey, anybody in the chat know any good remedies for cramps other than drinking water? Because whenever I'm playing a pickleball, which my wife and I are in this tournament, my right calf starts really getting, it's like somebody just punched it full blast. I'm sure it's a bit of a small tear, or I did something in there, and it feels fine throughout the week, and then I start lurching off of it, and it hobbles me pretty good. Sodium tabs. I'll take that from Mr. Science Mtmentat. Thank you for that. I have plenty of sodium in my diet. I wonder if... Thank you, Mtmentat. It's one thing I love about the community chat. There's always an expert in something, so... About 20 years younger. Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't. We've got a really good massager, so I'll make sure to just hit it on there. All right. Do we have any creatures? We do not. We have tons of ways of getting them back, so we'll skip this. All right, we got a creature. Ugh, this is ugly, ugly, ugly. Got to mulligan this. Gosh, if we just land Norn, that's just a win right there. All right, we'll keep this. Obviously throw one of these back, but not 2 of them, because this is probably not going to live too long. Yikes. Down to 5. Experiment 1. I was right about that card. Of course, it seems pretty good in our opponent's list here. Really liked something to do on turn 1. Those bodyguards have been hiding from us. Last hand we had it, but then we also... Our mana was hiding from us. We had to wait a turn to do it. It was just forcing us to play it on turn 2, wasn't it? Oh, wow. Thank you, Chimpskey. There's the link if anybody wants to see what I was talking about. Death Touch? What's this guy getting at? Well, we have first strike, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem. Infect is just so misunderstood. And, you know, because of that new set, I'm really hoping that there's some sort of infect mechanic or some sort of, maybe even a creature. That would be awesome. Okay, I'm just going to bring out the boys. Next turn we can armor bodyguard if our hand doesn't improve. First strike will get around that death touch issue. So, Pauper Tim loved the proliferate list. Always been a fan of proliferate. Yeah, that was a big surprise. I was did really well, and every time I play it, just middle of the night or something, I'll sleeve it up and tends to win. It's weird. It just gets there. It's one of those just that little eeky advantages all over the place, and then before you know it, you're like, oh wow, I'm gonna win again. Golden Age Batman, yeah. There's no better artist in Magic in my opinion. There's some very close second places, but man, that guy's consistency, like. New cards will come out and my eye just goes right to something I really like and I don't know why, and then I look down and it's always his name. Trace Nielsen's another nice option there, but I don't know if we're going to win this one. I'm going to have to I'll pull this out. We'll lean on the wings next turn. I think this might cost him a critter. What do we have going on here? Vines. I was afraid of that. However, If I attack and let it die... That was very dumb of me. I could have just... All right. I lost that one. All I had to do was use the Benevolent Bodyguard. I was too busy talking. My goodness, that was horrible. Yeah, Butter Ghost, that's my baby. I love that thing. Well, I'll still do it. I'm just going to attack, and then I'll give it pro green. That was really dumb of me, though. I should have done that in response. Or I can just use Orim's Cure, but I'd rather use that as a defensive maneuver. Or should I? I'm not going to be blocking with the Bodyguard. I'll just give it pro green here. Oh, I can't. All right, cancel that. This is what I meant to do. Choose any target. This. Okay, I said that. Oh, I can't do it that way either. Ah! I'm screwed either way. Somebody's not firing on all cylinders today. My brain is not working. I can't use the cure either for some reason. I thought that didn't target. I thought I had 2 outs there. I didn't have 1. All stemming from a misplay. I could have just prevented all of that, killed his stuff, and got some damage in. Now the heavy hitters show up. No. And we're stuck with a recommission play. Too many punts to register. Yeah, that's got to be a record. I think that was like 3 in a minute. You just have some little machine in the corner going and just getting too fired up. Alrighty, do I take 5? Or do I do that instead? I'm going to prevent... we'll prevent 4 to me. Tempo's getting a little out of whack. Courtesy of me screwing up so much that last turn. You can use Orim's Cure on yourself. This way we only take 1. And we can recommission our dude there. And it always asks you to point stuff out, and it's if it's on you, just yield, and it'll knock it in half, you know. All right. Enter recommission. Now with an upgrade. It's already got a +1/1 on it. So here I'll double block, give pro green. I don't think we're going to win this one, especially if he just hits land, big critter go. We're hemorrhaging life here. So glad we're not at 11 instead. What do we have here? There's the big boy. Crunch. Regenerate experiment 1. Alrighty, let's do block. Sack here, pro green. Then recommissioning a bodyguard is always an option too. A lot of times for the alpha strike win. Cannot believe that Vines play. That way we take less next turn. We're still in double digits. I can't believe it. But man, look at what we're taking next turn. Is it 12? Lethal? Well, we can't even attack. This is ridiculous. Ugh. Yeah, we just can't. We can't really sit back. We can't do much of anything here. Make it a 3. And we're just dead this next turn. I'm going to go with the bigger plan. I'm not attacking. I just want stats here. Maybe it'll make him think twice about coming through. Or just a ram through away from dying here. What a difference a misplay makes. Proliferate on Prism, Everflowing Chalice to get nice, Pauper Tim. Yeah, it's fun using those depletion lands. It's just a never-ending source of good times. A lot of people were kind of blown away by that. That was a nice bit of tech. Courtesy, I believe, of Guy Who Walks Alone. Diversifying the threats. Look at this. All right, they are representing vines, but unkicked. I'm sure if they... Oh, right. See? The power of Infect had him so scared he didn't even attack. I think they had us there if they just went for it. So one punt deserves another, I say. They're showing vines again, aren't they? I can't really do much about that. Maybe I can make them waste a card on something. Who knows? I got some fight mechanic. Of course, the only one we saw. Still going to do some damage with ram through if it happens. So if we lose this one, which is looking that way, it's on me, not the list. But this would have been a lot closer had I gotten in through for that last bit of damage. There we go. Somebody's doing it. All right. Makes the most sense to, I guess, block experiment 1 there. Block here. Can use my blessing on one of their critters. That's not going to work. It's weather damage. Draw card. We're at 2. I don't know what we could even... We have to cast Blessing on this turn in the case that we draw, what, like a Ethereal Armor? Would that get us there? I'm so bad at Ethereal Armor math. That'd be 2, 3... Heart Piercer. Interesting. Come on, tap out. Creature attacks does 1 damage to target creature defending player controls. Pow. Cool. We'll say green on this. I guess it isn't vines in their hand. Maybe it is fog. Gah! Not good enough. Nothing has reach. Doesn't make too much sense to go through with that. They got us. We'll just go to game 2 here. That's definitely on me, that one. Jump on in here and see what we can do. I underlined the L and I wrote me. Yeehaw. All right. No mistakes. Let's do this. 1 land. No. Mulligan. All right. Let's keep this. Throwing back. We'll keep this. This is a really tough one. I think I'm going to throw back the step. That was a... All right. Pauper Tim with the new laptop. Still a few years away. Got a pretty awesome one still. All right. Best first turn play for this list. Bodyguard. Messed around with Hyena Umbras for a little bit. I always feel so naked casting those on a creature. You know, a lot of our enchantments have flash, and all our protection suites can feel pretty good. But what on earth? You don't see Island Preordained plays very often anymore. So much affinity about. I don't see many Fae around. Anybody pulling for the World Cup tomorrow? Any takers on that? All right, we'll bring this out and we won't attack. Oldest is home for the holidays, so the house is nice and full. Holidays are definitely here. Feeling pretty good about that. Hope you guys all have a nice relaxing set of holidays if you celebrate. Oh, what is this new devilry? 8 years ago. Damn, Pauper Tim. Yeah, I heard there was some new channel I was watching. The guy was kind of talking bad-mouthing how old MTGO is. And I'm like, yeah, it's a 20-year-old program, but I don't know about you guys. I don't see many bugs anymore. I know there are some cards that have issues, but for the most part, I've been pretty impressed. I'm just going to try to get in the damage while we can, guys. got the Bodyguard out. We can Blessing in response next turn if we keep getting stuck on lands here. I love when I run into life-gaining main deck lists, because then it's just like, go for it. Here's 20 more life. Enjoy. I haven't even looked to Butter Ghost. I need to find a new spoiler list. I think my son was saying there was a new, at least there was a rare that made tokens that did something like it added infect and regular damage. I was like, that sounded intriguing, especially if they print a common. Well, that's not good, is it? Blowing up our armor. What a jerk. Our enchantment plan's not going to last long with main deck clerics. Might have to get there the old-fashioned way. Maybe we just cast a Myr next turn. Obscura storefront. Give me land. No. All right. We'll try this again. This way, if they do block, we don't really have to worry about ephemerate moves. They must have ephemerate. Nope. Okay, good. Chimpskey, can you email that? Hexxen Rouge. All right. Awesome to see you. Never know if you can mix and match poison. African Haggis. Hexxen Rouge. The day is complete. This is Familiars. We just need to watch out for snaps. Keep that Bodyguard back and keep my finger off the F6. There we go. All right. We shall be casting Benevolent Blessing. Hopefully swinging for the win. There's probably a snap in our future. I'll just do it pre here. Boop. Actually, this doesn't get around snap because now I can't protect it from I should have triggered that to call blue while that was on the stack, maybe. So now our Bodyguard's really doing nothing. Yeah, I've gone through. This is my third laptop for Propaganda. No, second for Propaganda, that's right. The resolution of some of our older videos is just shameful. I was like, oh my goodness. Everybody started going HD. I was like, yikes. So night and day from the other. They let us untap. I'm going to feel pretty good because we can at least, I think if they had snap, they might do it main here. I don't know where the Karoo lands are hiding. Got him dead next turn. Yep. We can't do it because he's pro-white. Wah, wah, wah. Let's see if there's a bug. Protection from white. Ah. Boing. This deck has few enough creatures. Sometimes you can, if your journey's on the stack, you sack the Bodyguard, give your guy pro-white, and they have to eat their own. It's pretty nice. Why my nose is getting all watery. There's a Chancery. That's unbanned, gosh. Oh boy. We just, man, oh man. What would I rather have here? I guess we just replay it. Don't know where our lands are hiding. Got him at 7 infect, but feels like the game's getting away from us. Cool Rocks. It's a pretty cool name. It's always one of the spookier bits of art here. If we look down at Seb McKenna and be like, oh, full circle. Ephemerate doing some work. Yeah, my slippers fell off and my feet are getting cold. There we go. Coziness has returned. Enchant target foot. Put a +1/1 cozy counter. Speaking of bands, it is kind of nice that Blue isn't getting such embarrassment of riches in the last few sets. Really spreading out the draw love with Experimental Synthesizer, Deadly Dispute, getting a lot of other colors. They just gave White a few more ways to draw cards. That's something this deck I'm playing right now really lacks. It's just not very good options. I think Wizards is really wasting a lot of promotional options with Pauper, where they could just, have like a 2-week chunk where they could promote it and be like, oh, we're going to try this for 2 weeks. And then everybody, offer like a little up the prize pool for things. And I think that would be pretty sweet. All right. We have this. We don't want Blue to really hit us, do we? But I'd rather just get in a critter here. Dang it. I'll just send this dude out. Hope we get there. Bodyguard making us feel a little safer than normal, but I'll just sit back. They're always trying so hard to make other formats and stuff. I think if they just embraced Pauper, they already have a built-in fan base. They're not ignoring it finally, but talk about a good call for your product, the staying power of it. Like, oh, if you get mad at standard for everything rotating, then you can always do this with your cards. I secretly think they have meetings, though, where they're like, almost want to get rid of it or something, right? Because they're just like, it's doing too much. All right. What do they got? What are they pulling back here? Let's open up the game log and see. What are you getting there? I used to run Macabres in this list. Now I'm feeling like I want them again, right? Targeting Snap. All right. They have Snap. We have Bodyguard. We'll call Blue. Boop. So you guys going to ephemerate the Archaeomancer here. What do we have here? But if we draw our flying enchantment, that'll be good times. Okay. Well, they got all the bounce. If I see a journey, I'm going to be really scared. It seems like they're really leaning on just Blue, though. Yeah, that would be nuts with the terror decks. My goodness. All right. Now what's they getting back? Imagine the ephemerate. Okay. Ephemerate for Snap. Right, Seagate Oracle. Okay. That's fine. They're tapped out. We like that. What would be awesome here? Our flying enchantment and a land. Can we draw 2? Vido Nellis. Playing solid footing. Yes, we are. We've got 3 of them. All right. Let's give this protection right now from blue. Bloop. I mean, they can just Echoing Truth the Blessing, so it's not that great of a play, but say blue. And tempted to even recommission the bodyguard here. Not gonna, though. We'll get out our heavy hitter, mix things up. That way, if we run into walls, we're doing a lot of natural damage with it, so we'll just do that. Bloop. We'll probably run into that God Pharaoh. Really need our flying enchantment to show up. Or solid footing, that would be epic. -1/. I wonder when they're going to start printing creatures with these kind of stats. Or it's like -1. That would be strange. Yeah, hexxen, that terror list is definitely top of the metagame. Got to play it super aggro. We haven't even done it. What am I saying? We've got him at 7 infect, but our deck's been fighting us familiars. Hey-yo. Right, coming back. Yeah, I think I'm going to scoop here. They can easily just ephemerate back Echoing Truth for any little tricks that we have. So let's go to, if they even want to continue, we'll go to game 2 here. Do I have anything for that? I'm not really seeing anything like that. These aren't going to do too much. A little bit too much here. I mean, I don't like Orim's Cure at all in this matchup. I'll bring in one of these, bring out a Cure. Maybe they'll have... yeah, I knew that was coming. A lot of people, you play something this roguey, they don't even want to see it. All right, let's see what we can do. Or they don't want to be dead to sideboard tech. Yo! Here we go. All right, like this. Not the greatest. We'll keep it. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. Let's play the step. This is the kind of hand, if you played that Plains right then, you would just be stuck on casting that Lost Leonin on turn 3. What is this? Artifact creature. All right, we're up against what looks to be white. We might be a victim of a Journey to Nowhere here. Usually when Kibera Crossroads comes out, it's followed with swamps. Inspector, okay. And I was right. I just don't want to see an edict here. Well, our recommission showed up. That's pretty nice. This is when you like to be a little flooded with these steps here, right? This might be a little useless in this matchup, so I'm considering just smashing in. So we've got the combo here. Let's do that. I'll just clear the road. We might not get any. Happy Saturday, Propaganda, Mind Stab Throw. What a cool moniker for a... Good to have you with us. We'll play it the old way, right? There we go. Quadratic Hawk. I love that name. Don't be Journey, don't be Journey, don't be... Okay, that's fine. Bloop. The real threat is right here because we've got solid footing in hand. Dun dun dun. And then if it dies, we recommission it. We'll be monks. Hey. Yeah, I'm just going to play it. So this is when you get kind of a relaxing feeling with this list, unless they Bazooka Bog us or kill it then bog, then we're really screwed. But recommission's just like, you know, pick your favorite creature. Make it come into play bigger. Solid footing in the house. All right. They might not block here. Solid footing with flash is such a nasty little trick. It's like, watch this. Mono white infect. That's right. Mind stab. We love it. All right. So these both have flash, so there's no sense in promoting what we're on, right? Let's recommission our Leonin here, just so we're out of Edict country. Mono white infect. I know. Everybody's been wanting me to play this, so we lost that. I lost the first round. That was ridiculous. And then we had a quitter last one. So, all right. We're going to go like this. See if they block. I don't know if it's worth putting both of them on, but I'll do it. Take that, sucker. Woo! Could argue. Yeah, we'll put them both on there. 6 infect. Crunch. Dun, dun, dun. Hey, yeah, see? That's what I was thinking. Now, if we get our Protection Suite, Bodyguard, Benevolent Blessing, or the Flying Enchantment, it'll be GG. Unless they're on cast down here. Not a fan of the new Karoo lands. I haven't really seen any that make me go, oh, I got to get that. They're just a little too gaudy. GAU. All right. Two gets me one, two. Kind of stuck not being able to do too much here. Let's attack. This will be a matchup where I really like Ichorclaw Myr. Sometimes I don't. Would have been really cool. I guess the flying one wouldn't really help us there. They have a flyer. We've seen Edict, so I'm just going to keep being a problem here. Iron Will. Hey, maybe we should use that Iron Apprentice. Remember from the Proliferate deck, right? No! Well, if they don't have another creature, this isn't too bad. We will definitely want our enchantment. I don't like seeing that because... Oh, no. I really don't like that. We've already used one recommission, though, and there's no critters in our yard, so actually I don't mind that at all. Just don't cast a creature and I'll be fine. All right. Well, because of recommission, we can attack ad nauseum here. Let's go. Wings of the Cosmos. You know, Glaring Aegis is the one that I was thinking of playing because a scenario like this, it gives you a little pump. It has flash and you get the benefit of, God, it's dead, of it tapping a creature. That's a white card if there ever was one. My goodness. I thought ad nauseum was rare. I'm not quite sure I get the reference. All right. I wish I could divvy this damage up, but we can't. Come on, do it now. Why won't he do it now? Attack. Roar. Untapping ad nauseum. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I? We shall see. Come on, do it all at once. this. Definitely bring in our enchantment removal suite. We can withstand all the damage. Crunch. Yay. Now for something completely different. This is Pestilence. Sort of. All right. Light of Hope. Hell of a card for 1 mana. We'll be doing that. I'm a dummy. Were they playing a bunch of artifact lands? Even if they were, it's not going to really be worth it. I'm going to prefer these over Orim here. You know, it's a nice combat trick. I think I'm just going to do a fair swap there. Bloop. Yeah. Yes, Might of Old Crochet is. A lot of people, including me, were playing Mono Green Infect when that came out. Sorcery speed, but what more do you want, right? Taking half their life total just like that. Crunch. Good times. This is ugly. Mulligan. This is pretty. Keep. Damn Dawnbringer Cleric. All right. Well, we might as well keep a Fengraf. We are up against a swamp-based list, so our stuff probably won't stay alive very long. Benevolent Unicorn. I missed that card. I know I've got a lot of fans of my black sack list, but we have that built. I have that built in paper, and Aaron has the top affinity deck built, and finally started evening out because I was telling him, I go, this deck has a pretty good game against affinity, and he got me like 8 or 9 in a row, and then yesterday I got him like 8 or 9 in a row almost, and it was like, okay, now it's starting to make a little bit more sense, or at least appear to be what the old man said. So yeah, that's got to be, I mean it when I say the best black deck. That's awesome. I just love that thing. We got a Fengraf. We got, Benevolent Blessing. Of course, against Edicts, we're not too worried about casting that Blessing anytime soon here. All right. We could get in pretty good here. They might be playing patty cake with that spare supplies a little too long for it to matter too much, huh? We'll get our critters out. Now, I do wish I had, what was I talking about? Orim's Cure here, because I could play the Priest, attack, make this a 0/1. It's not that impressive, really, though. Let's just do this. Bring out the Priest. Yeah, we did a fake commercial a few years back. Got it queued up. Phyresis, which is a black enchantment. That's always fun, but that's what the next commercial we're going to roll to is based on. Spare supplies. I really like this. They're hurting for land a little bit, but it suggests they don't have an edict or a journey, which I like a lot. And yeah, let's see what we can do here. Okay. I'm not quite sure what the right move is here. I don't really want to pick on or pile up on one thing. Yeah, Quadratic Hawk, it's brutal. Can be. I'll throw this on here. Let's attack. Do I want to do that? Let's do this. Yeah, let's just get rid of that while we can. Of course, we do that. You know what? I'm going to save that. I can't do any more enchantments if that happens. A 0/1 Skyfisher I'm fine with. I can still give it pro white. And this way, if they've got some sort of targeted removal, I can respond to it. That's 1 week Skyfisher. Can get up to the ozone layer now. Took a lot of weight off of it. Okay. That's what we were expecting. We'll lose this. Hope there's not another one behind it. Yeah, Journey, we saw it game 1. So that kind of blows. Well, let's go all in here. I don't know. Maybe, I don't think that's really worth it. We haven't infected them yet. I'll feel like a fool if we top deck you know what, but a land would be really nice here because then we could Wings Blessing. That's pretty good too. We'll do this. Now I feel like a fool. We would have had lethal had I done it the other way with the Light of Hope, but whatever. No, we wouldn't have. No edicts. Yeah, hopefully they're just sitting on a journey and they're like, son of a gun. That's why you want to sometimes play Oblivion Ring instead. Got any black creatures? No edict. No edict. Ah! 2 mana and they got the answers. We've got a Fengraf. And we've got a way to kind of reset everything. Good for the drama, right, everybody? Thanks. I was thinking the same thing. Mind Stab Thrall and Quadratic Hawk. Hey, thanks a lot, Bodyguard. A lot of good you are. You jerk. Makes for good drama, that's for sure. Where were you, Bodyguard? That does a whole lot of nothing. Not quite sure what the play is here. Life doesn't matter. Yeah, that's probably a good call. Card's so darn flexible. Light of Hope and that. Just beautifully designed cards, I say. We won game 1. If we don't draw a creature real quick. All right, come on over for 0. Guess they haven't noticed. Can't get over how many people don't understand how Wither works, or they just don't see it enough, I guess. Ah, oh, why? Thank you, Racket Lassie. I hope I'm saying your name right. Probably not. Appreciate the love, my friend. Very cool. Playing White Infect, little fan favorite. The first Dare lists I ever built, and actually had a few 5.0s over the years. Horribly different lists. Coming and going, artifact builds, enchantment builds. Corpse Cur is always nice. But I took them out because of we're playing a Recommission here, so feels a wee bit better. Trying to be as patient as can be. That little dog would be pretty cool. Oh, come on, Recommission. Darn Cleric took us out of the runnings there. That would have been sweet. A 2/5 flying protection from White Infect. All right. It's getting away from us pretty quick here. We're on about a 3-turn clock. Believe it or not, sometimes when the Fengraf triggers a Bodyguard, it's pretty cool because you can Alpha Strike sometimes if you have an Infect critter out. What you don't like to see, believe it or not, sometimes is White because, you know, you give it Pro White and then you're kind of stuck limiting your enchantments there. I'm going to go as far as Ward of Lights. And before that, Chaumano's Blessing did the same thing, but Benevolent Blessing's probably my favorite white card printed in the last year or two. Thought that was just an amazing card. Gets around all the drawbacks of the other two, Ward of Lights and Chaumano's Blessing. For you kids out there that don't know what I'm saying, just think I'm making up words. My wife says that sometimes when my son and I start talking Magic. She's like, it just sounds like another language. Boy, we're just dead in the water here. Yeah, I am too, Quadratic Hawk. I think they're a little shell-shocked by the whole wither thing, but you'd think it would be fresh on their memory, though. Yep, tried Cave of Temptation a wee bit. Shall we stem the bleeding and just give this +2/2 and take out stuff? I think it's about that time. It feels really goofy to do that, though. They're probably sitting on options by now, right? I hate doing this, but I'm going to do it. Boop. I could take out one of these dudes. Just throw solid footing on it. Maybe we'll start doing that. I could also give it flying. That just feels like losing magic, though, at this stage when you're waiting and waiting and waiting. They probably have just a handful of removal and don't want to use it on him. All right. Well, we're getting to that stage of the game where I'm just going to have to do this. Definitely losing this game. Let's see if maybe this buys us a turn or two. Looks so janky on a bodyguard. It's like, who is this guy? Nimbus Wings on a bodyguard? It's like, that's right. Be cool if Journey comes out. We can waste another card. Blessings. It's a 3/4. With flying. See you later, Skyfisher. I wish Blessing could target enchantments in a pinch. Alrighty. Speak of the devil. Bye-bye, Nimbus Wings. We're just dead next turn. This is game 2. We won the first one. I think it was courtesy of solid footing. Bad news is our opponent's able to take out probably a lot of life-gaining stuff, minus the Dawnbringers, which are pretty good against us, and some fun with that. Let's just see what we draw. We didn't draw a crop. Off to game 3. And we'll take a little bathroom break and be back for some more rounds here. Yeah, we already showed him Light of Hope. Bring in Holy Light against a white-based creature list. That'd be pretty funny. I've always liked just the super old-school look of this card. Art by Drew Tucker. The Book of Tal. I wonder if they're ever going to come revisit that. I think we're just going to send it back. Let's do our superstitious shuffle. Loop. Put a plane between two wings. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, pretty tough to go wrong with watercolor. If you want to get into painting, I suggest starting there. I like to use really high quality black ink that bleeds a lot and press really hard on the canvas for outlined edges while you're painting, and it bleeds in a nice drop shadow onto any edge. Talk about mixed media. All right. Plus it just looks cool. You just see this little shadow just grow. Oh yeah, I paint all the time. Make masks, paint. I've got a few music albums out. I dabble in all the arts. Keep. We like this hand a lot. A lot of fodder for edicts. I have a painting in our living room of Mtmentat, the one where they're at the table and the guy's, there's like a joker and then the guy's sitting back with a contract in his hand. I got about a 3x4 foot painting of that, and that uses that same technique. A lot of fun. Got into painting because of my oldest when he was a little baby, about 3 or 4. I just got his hands all inked, or I used acrylic at that time in a canvas, and nice Mother's Day gift, just had him scribble around, and actually ended up looking like a tree, and we put his handprint on it, typical parent stuff. And then it just got me thinking like, hey, that was pretty easy, and it turned out pretty good, and so I had the supplies, and I just started painting. Yeah, I've never liked the hymn with the wolf. It seemed out of character. But you're right. A lot of the hymn artwork is really good. Let's go. All right. Woo-wee. Man, wealth embarrassment of riches here. Let's just attack. That's when you do like the Myr. Oh, you better watch out. I got a white giant growth. Pretty hard to bluff instant damage with white infect, but the thing that we have in spades is protection and inevitability. So our opponent plays slower, gives us more time, and there we go. Okay. That bodyguard online feels so good. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, let's just wing up. Bonk. We got Blessing and Bodyguard. Feels like we're going to win this one. What on earth is happening here? Cast down. I think we pro-white this with this. If I give it pro-black, I can't give it pro... Oh, yeah, I can. That's dumb. Give it protection from black. Say black. Boop. Attack. Borrow shards. I've always wanted that in Pauper, that little sandstorm damage in white. White needs some good draw. It just does. Gonna feel silly if a journey shows up. We're gonna have to do a 3-for-1 to save a creature, but I'll do it. Play against Rise Against all the time. Alrighty. 1 mana? It could be duping us here. I think I'll lose the Myr. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. A little slow roll with that. Good, no journeys. Good times. Woo! That feels good. We'll bring this out. We're flying, sucker! Yeah, Ichorclaw definitely could feel underwhelming in this list. And there's times when it just saves the day against creature-heavy lists. We're getting a clue here. They're pulling a Sherlock. Let's go. Alrighty. And Light of Hope, nice little combat trick. It's not being used for what we thought. We thought we'd be having to get rid of Journey to Nowheres, but it looks like our opponent isn't drawing any. It's another way Magic could make a lot of money on Pauper is just start reprinting, you know, you see how those cards that are, what are they, the retro frames, like the new Ornithopter and stuff. Dude, they just come out with that and you just print money. It's pretty cool. Let's go. Getting to that point where I might want to consider giving this pro-white an Alpha Strike. Down goes the flyer. Oh, okay. Gonna do a little double block action, eh? Well, that'll kill both of them. We can keep our guy alive. So I like this. Can almost go for just the win here, but I'd rather just have stuff stay alive here. Just let me double check. Yeah, it does 3. Boop. And then we can get back our Ichorclaw with our Fengraf EOT. For more fun. They might have Pestilence here, and they're just like, oh, what a waste of time with a 2/6 body that's pro-black, right? Retro friend cards are great, but those retro artists like Retro... Yeah. For sure. Yeah, instead of ignoring the format, boy, if they would focus a bit more on it, I think they'd have a lot of benefits. You want we really, yeah, it's the opposite logic. You know, people get so mad at reprints because, you know, the value of cards go down. But when you're talking about commons, they would just go up. People would be fighting for, you know, getting a set of this, set of that. It's pretty cool. All right. I'm just going to trip that Fengraf because why not? Only got one card in there. Oh, that's a pretty good point, Quadratic Hawk. I like that. Like, you don't want too much attention. And this is when we really like Ichorclaw Myr because it kills Guardian all day long. Now that our priest is stuck in the mud, we'll get out. We'll get back 3, and we know what card we're going to get. Random this. If we get another bodyguard here, that would have been really sweet. We could have just pro white, pro white. I think I'll still do it. We're so dead to a pestilence here. I don't think that's worth 1 point. What do you say, chat? Should we use the bodyguard and make the blessing fall off? You know what I should have done there? Should have popped that pro white, brought it back with Fengraf. If we just don't overextend, that'll be... I'm going to go for it. We'll say white. We'll attack. Bye-bye, Guardian. Crunch. Let's dance. Pestilence really ruins our day here. Oh, white bordered. Mind stab throw. Get out of here. That would be so ugly. It's like, here's everything you wanted, framed in crap. Yeah, I'm sure they'd appreciate the work, huh? All right, any pro spell? We have a lot. We've got 2 in the yard. Flying won't really help us if we top deck that. That's when I really wish I would have drawn or played out. I just didn't want to play right into a pestilence. Cycle. Okay, that kind of sucks. Let's stay mysterious. Attack. You gotta do it. 9 infect. There's nowhere to hide. At least we get rid of a lot of critters. 4 cards. Pestilence shows up. I only have to trip it for 1. We can have an edict thing. I just don't. If they cast 3 creatures, I'm going to feel like a fool, but I'm going to keep that Leonin back. 3 white mana is the equivalent of 2 untapped blue islands, right? Just 1 more. I know. Where's our proliferate now, right? Skyfisher coming back. Indeed. Or no? No. Don't be another creature, son of a gun. However, I know these last 2 turns I should have played one, but we don't know if they have Pestilence, and then it's a blowout, right? So I think I would, I don't know. I mean, we're just assuming they don't have it because they played creatures, but that assumption can attack. Got to keep our foot on the gas. Down to 3 decks, says Quadratic Hawk. Yeah, I sold everything, made a mint, turned it all in for like 6 or 7 Pauper decks at the time. This is, gosh, way back, 2008 or 9. Yeah, if you ever sell a collection, go to a pro tour, bring it, and go to Channel Fireball. They are so fair and awesome and honest, and they're just great. Can they keep drawing this many creatures? I'm going to stick with my plan here. Just keep our one threat back in case we get board wiped. Yeah, I know I've told this story over the years, but they took a look at my collection and for like 3 hours found like, it was something like $2,000 worth of like just hidden gems that I didn't know about, or, you know, because I've just played Pauper. And my son comes around and wants to play all these other formats. And he's like, Dad, why'd you sell your collection? My goodness, this is grindy. We just need a pro white spell here, or a bodyguard. Heck, Fengraf might do it, right? I'll just go get the bodyguard, the expensive style. Yeah, Mind Stab Throw. I've looked into that card. I think that's a sorcery, or is it an instant? Oh, man. Omen of the Dead Engine is online. Good news, they got 1 mana, and unless they're playing Ghastly Demise, I think we got the game here. Woohoo! You know, I think the best play here, just double checking they don't have Journey to Nowhere, because then I would put this on the Ichorclaw. I'll put it on here. Call white and win the game. Unless they have Ghastly Demise. It's a card that's never played anymore. And that's how you do it, folks. Woo! Inevitability. Dun dun dun. All right, we're going to visit our old friend WikiBear. I got to use the restroom and be back right after this.
I can answer any question you have. I'm WikiBear.
Okay, WikiBear. What's the most successful movie ever released in China?
Checking now. The 2014 film Transformers: Age of Extinction has earned over $1.7 billion, making it China's biggest blockbuster ever. Yay!
I wouldn't have guessed that. Thank you, WikiBear.
Speaking of explosive action, the ancient city of Pompeii was completely destroyed by the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, which buried 20,000 Roman citizens under scorching hot ash.
Okay, that's interesting to know.
Imagine being burned alive in a literal hell on earth, with temperatures hot enough to cook a rotisserie chicken. Make mine extra crispy, yay!
Okay. WikiBear, maybe we shouldn't get into the details there for kids. Kids don't want to hear that.
Many of the victims were Roman slaves. What a gruesome end to a miserable life. I'm WikiBear.
All right, well, anyway, WikiBear, thank you.
Now their corpses are on display for gawking tourists, robbed of dignity even in death.
Okay,
Yay!
WikiBear, let's change the subject.
Are you feeling bogged down or despondent? Has a friend or loved one noticed you look withered? Then Phyresius may be right for you. Phyresius is an all-natural Phyrexian supplement that can give you a different outlook on life. Do not take Phyresius while enchanted, equipped, or have shroud. Players taking Phyresius should not man vehicles for at least 3 turns. Avoid contact with humans or merfolk if you've had a recent gut shot or have had any interactions with the graveyard. In extreme cases, exile may occur. Ask your alchemist if Phyresius is right for you.
Available at Moros's Market. And we're back. Let's see how this hand is. Not very good. No critters. Mulligan that. We'll keep this. I like this hand a lot. It's just a honest infect hand. All right. Some love for WikiBear. One of my favorite skips of all time. What do we get rid of? I guess we get rid of a plane, huh? We'll keep this. Yeah. If we don't draw a land for a few turns, I'm going to be so mad. Done. Sometimes Ichorclaw feels like the standard bearer of white infect, right? Thank you, Quadratic Hawk. That's one of my favorite scripts I've ever written for that one. That it is plumb full if you go through and listen to each word. I almost overdid it. But when I watch it again, I'm just like, oh boy. Really packed in the flavor there. Okay. Not the best card against a Azorius Mage, but we'll see what we can get. Void Infect. Maybe they'll surprise us with a lightning bolt out of the blue and our Orim's Cure will actually work. But what I like about Orim's Cure, as we saw in that one game against the Stompy player, is you can target yourself and it's like a mini fog if your opponent isn't on a burn right out of the gates. You learn to fear everything when you play White Infect. Every color's got an answer. There's a nice answer. Just talking about these cards. Even when they're not all decked out and they're just the old school, it's pretty sweet. And this looks like almost a brute squad with a bit more mid-rangey. We will play it. I knew our deck was going to hurt us for doing that. I'm just going to save this for the kapow flavor. I could get in for quite a bit here, but I'm not gonna. We'll just walk in. Ichorclaw's like, what? Okay. Oh boy, I'd have to say Felden's Cane there or the Battlefield Scrounger. Repopulate never sees any love. Did I just name all three of the ones that are the options? I'm sorry. Somebody plays Pauper too much. Damn Steppe. It's well named in this list because it feels like you missed a step when you have to play it like that. It's like, where's our priest? Okay, there's a little bit of black mana. Not much we can do about that. Glad they're using good removal on a critter we don't care too much about at the moment. Glad I didn't enchant the hell out of it. We have seen the flavor show up. Hey, this hand's getting really dangerous. As long as it survives. Now we know we probably have to lean on black. Cure will keep us out of galvanic blast range. For free. Oh, I meant to ask my oldest about this. There's this new AI website that you can there's people making programs with it. I mean, you look at the quote in my card frame today. Elon Musk kind of called it out on that. And you can tell it write me a 4-page essay about why Priests of Norn are similar in theme to, I don't know, something random the height of a building, and it doesn't sound like a robot. It writes this very elegant thing, and there's people making it write code and everything. So we made it design a list, and it came up with quite a few. And I don't think it was net surfing, just grabbing stuff. Obviously, it's where the hive mind is located, but it was pretty interesting. I was like, man, that might be a fun thing for the show, right? All right, I'm gonna bring out Bodyguard just in case they have edicts. I think this is the right play. Our color stuff isn't that important here. We'll put on the armor. It's bye-bye Myr Enforcer here. I can't remember what the program was called. I suck. But it might be fun for the last show right before Christmas next week, right? Just come in and see what the AI bot comes up with. All right, so we get in for a whole lot here. That's good they didn't block for them. I mean, who knows when you have solid footing, right? But for those of you that don't know, that would do 2 wither damage first, and then that thing would only be a 2/2, and that would just be dead. I don't like artifacts. I can't give it pro artifacts. Dang it. Deadly Dispute showing up. A very good reason to turn this into an Orzhov deck. Of course, then you just start losing a lot of the pieces that make it work in the first place. That's always the conundrum. Guy's got the moniker of a king. Diego Baratheon. Good luck. Look at this wall. Woo! All right. Okay, we know what we're bringing in. Dun, 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 dun. Crunch. And didn't see too much damage. I'm going to bring out the cure. You know, they're going to have Galvanic Blast. I don't want to get too out of the loop there. I'll actually lose one of these. The wings are going to just be MVPs here. We'll lose a commission and maybe 2 cures. So let's try this out. Pop. Just want some lands and some hate. Nice little scoop with the dust to dust. I was thinking of just, if you're budget conscious and you really like this list, get rid of the dust to dust. You don't need them. Like I said, Affinity is kind of a good matchup. I mean, robots we can't really be protected against, but we usually fly over and just win that way. We're just a tiny bit faster, and then we're a lot faster when you factor in that we're doing infect damage and not life. So, devious cover up. Oh yeah, good ones, Chimpskey. Talk about anti-stream of thought. I didn't think of those at all. Oops, this is Affinity. Well, we got a whole lot of stuff we need. That's always the nature of one land hands, right? They look so good because you got all these toys, but you can't pay for them. Mulligan. I'll keep this. This isn't going to be that great. I'd rather have the wings. Yeah, let me get rid of the blessing. Let's just see a land. It's going to fight us for that third turn. You know, it's a little counterintuitive sometimes. You know, you're trying to do the old and get our critters down and set the board up, and sitting there fighting with dust to dust, right? All right, get the planes down. Let's see what we can do here. 88 life gain. A lot of talk from Alex Ullman in one of his latest articles about, he's really hinting that he wants to ban the indestructible lands. What's that? Strike number 92 against Affinity. It was like the very first card was cranial plating when the format started. I'll remember that. It's a good time to draw that. Can we just get one of our lands here and just hit a home run? That would be pretty sweet. Gotta watch out for Metallic Rebuke here. In the past, because he's on that council thing, it seems to portend what's going to happen. It's like almost puts out a feelers, you know. Not much we can do there. Okay. That's what happened last game, wasn't it? Or was that an Ichorclaw that ate that, met that demise, I should have said. If that was a bigger creature, I could have Worms cured ourselves there and not taken any damage, but it's not worth one for very obvious reasons. But we'll probably get a submission here if we just draw land, plains. I was just talking about this last game. Really, Deck? Come on. Whenever you need it to not be a step, take that back. We had that one game where, you know, we wanted to cycle one or two of them, but it's just comical. I would not be surprised in the slightest if they found out that there was just some nefarious code and it wasn't random. I said planes, Chimpskey. I was trying to be as specific as I can be. Boy, somebody's got Metallic Rebuke, huh? Well, I'm not going to waste a critter on it. Let's see if maybe they don't. Bonk, bonk. Take one for 18 more turns to our lands and deck starts showing up. Thought so. Yep. Nope. No. No. This is game, what game is this? I'm forgetting to write stuff down. I think we won, lost, or did we win? I don't remember. I think it's game 2. Game 4, or match 4, game 2? Grip of amnesia. That's what I'm feeling like right now. I know it's at least 2 or 3. We're about on Dust to Dust. I think this is game 2. We got there with a win last one. Don't write that down. All right. Refill their hand. Good times. I think it's game 2. What is this, like a non-red affinity list? They've got to have Galvanic Blasts, especially running clues and stuff like that, right? Okay, this feels pretty good. He's probably like, oh no! It's like, worked out a lot better than you thought. I'm not going to go for that armor until I can guarantee I can back it up with Blessing with the cast down there. Might be met with another rebuke, but we'll see. We still have the Fengraf option if he is able to deal with this turn. This is very hopeful for us. I'd really like to draw another land here. Come on, land. There we go. Well, they got Rebuke Math. So I want to cast Flying first. Yeah, I think that's the most important one. Bloop. What's that? He's got a Flying Priest? That's right. Shall we? You know, that's... I'd rather at this than the Blessing, since we're only on one critter. Show us the Rebuke. Whoa, okay. The Priest of Norn will probably grow porcelain wings. Hey, this thing looks a lot more airborne than some other things. It's kind of like a paper airplane, man. The Flying Nun. That'd be a better name for the list. And Chimpskey's got quite a few credits to his name with good monikers for decks, right? Alrighty. I really want to have a Blessing for the... that might have been a better play, just to cast Blessing right there. Call him black since we didn't see a Rebuke. Whew. I saw that black. I was just thinking it was going to be the another cast down, which we have an answer for, but... The Flying Priest. That's the Flying Nun. It's got such a good ring to it. Those treasure tokens really sneaky. Sometimes I forget. I'm like, oh, they only got 1 mana. It's like, no, careful now. Oh, what a backbreaker. That hurts. I was afraid of that. Can we match the backbreaker? Just draw Dust to Dust here and just be like, suck it. Well, I'm glad I didn't use that Blessing now. Got Fengraf online. What are they afraid of? Haste? Maybe they heard me talking about Cloak of the Bat. Not in this list. I have tried everything. Well, that's a mathematic impossibility, isn't it? All right. 1, 2, 3. We can't get it back, so we might as well cycle this. All right. I'll just play this. We'll EOT back our graveyard. Yeah, dust would have been so brutal right there, but interesting. They got rid of Angler. It suggests they have another one in hand. It's a very avant-garde list for Affinity, isn't it? Anybody that uses OBS, not Streamlabs, but just OBS, I've been noticing my Twitch stats. I've got the window. I'm looking at it right now. It's just been kind of whited out. And I tried to refresh it and open it up, and it just sits there. The chat did it too, and that one worked when I went and closed it and opened it again. Then it woke up, but it's weird. Alrighty. Uh-oh. We don't have many turns left, do we? Good grief. Wow. Affinity's doing its thing. Good grief. Let's see. We'll be at 1, 2, 3. This Orim's Cure is going to feel pretty good because it's only like he cast 2 of those, right? Even though we haven't seen any red sources or galvanic blasts. More of a counter player trying out Affinity, forcing rebukes. Oop. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Guess we could recommission too. That'd be nice if we don't hit what we need here. Bring me the priest. Hey, all right, finally works. That is random if you're not familiar. 2, 3. They don't have this might be just a metallic rebuke. That would be brutal. It is. We just lose. I could show them our little cutesy move, but we'll just go to game 3 here. Makes for a better show, right? Recommission, come on back. Yeah, let's keep it like that. I left my chapstick. Oh, no, I got it. Yeah. Winter air, doing a number on my lips. Yeah, it's kind of the recommission logic. Chimpskey, not too worried about life gain. These kind of lists usually only have two edicts or so. And he just drew clunky. That's all. So says I. All right. That one didn't work. This one I did. Yeah. No. Mulligan. Come on, list. I got 21 lands in this. You could argue you could probably run 17 with only a curve like we've got. It tops at 3, but mulligan. Keep. Something's gonna die. We've got the combo. Oh, God, this is so hard. Oh, my goodness. Put 2 cards. I guess we'll put... Do we do this? I think we do. No, recommission if he has any way to deal with our threats. It's like a creature. I don't want to get rid of it. I'm going to get rid of the armor, believe it or not. At least we're going first. I don't know if I'd be too worried about that lady. That creature behind her, however. Whoo! What do we have here? All right, more critters for the party. Now here it comes. Everybody knows what I'm going to draw next. It's going to be Secluded Steppe because we need a 3rd drop. And it'll give it to us. With a caveat, little asterisks. Yeah, card breaker. That's why a lot of times I either go even heavier on enchantments. You swap out Commission with Angelic Blessing, and it helps out a little bit. Or you go the artifact route with Bone Splitters and Cloak of the Bat and stuff like that. But like I said, a lot of my brews, 1 or 2 cards away from being a high tier. But this one's quite a few, but it's always fun. I called it. I knew it. Good grief. Right when you need it, here comes the step. Why do you say that, Galerium? I like the stats, but in a world of cannonades and okay, we'll just wantonly play our Priests of Norn there. If it dies, we recommission it. We got the solid footing combo. It's early enough. We might be able to do something with that. Double mulligan sure didn't help, though. Yeah, look, I looked into all the flying enchantments, but I settled on my Nimbus Wings. Stat boost proved to be the deciding factor there. We got him for one. There's all kinds of blood going down. Woo! Yeah, Gift of Orzhov is such a cool looking card. I love it. It's getting scary board pretty quickly. Happens when you keep all 7. Dang it. Can't believe we drew a step right there. That was... I could see if we had as many steps as we have planes, but what was it, 3 games in a row where that's the thing, that's like the theme, just the deck just going, oh yeah, here, take this. Wait a turn. Okay, come on. We got an opening. We'll take it. Oh, play the priest. Yeah, let's attack. If anything, we're going to make that Myr Enforcer get neutered. We'll have a recommission target next turn. But I will wait. Obviously, we can't cast it now, but... Alright. 7 mana, 1/1. I like it. That's curious, isn't it? I think I'll rather that. 3/3, we're not going to really worry about it. They've already got a Blood Fountain. Yeah, we'll rock like that.